Hey everybody, welcome back to Roll for Fun here on Twitch. I hope you made it here in one piece. I hope you're settled in. I'm sorry for the delay. I had some, as soon as we were getting set up, like 5 minutes prior, my computer just completely crashed. So thank you for your patience. Thank you to my players for your patience. It's good to be home on Twitch. I hope everybody makes away from Discord. As you can see down below, there's a whole bunch of banners down there. Click on them, find out more about us if you're new to the channel. And if not, well, we hope you stick around and have a good time tonight with us and the wonderful community. This is a brand new campaign. We're really excited about it. We've been working on it for quite a while. So, let's see. Any announcements? Yes, there are announcements. Devin Knight, awesome sponsor, been with us since the very beginning. So please check him out. You can see his banner down below and the link there. He makes all the token art for our campaigns, all the art you see on the maps and things like that. And I'm showing a map right now. I wasn't supposed to yet. Go me. So yeah, check him out. Great website, great person, good friend of the channel. What else? Anybody coming from the other Discord servers, especially the Odyssey, the Dragonlords Discord server, welcome. I hope that this is an informative and fun experience for you, since you're all either players or DMs in your own Odyssey campaigns. So glad to have you with us. And oh yeah, I'm wearing a super cool Roll for Fun sweatshirt. Super cool. These should be getting, in the near future, produced so everybody can get cool Roll for Fun. It's really, really cozy and warm. But I think that's about it. I'm a little bit off my game tonight. I had this whole nice intro plan for our return to Twitch, and then the crash just completely screwed me up. So besides hello and thank you and love you all, I don't think, I checked before, but I don't think any of the players have anything to put out, anything interesting. Everybody's just ready to play in? Okay. Y'all see me looking over here, I'm looking at the players. So, alright. It is 8:20, running behind the clock. I apologize for that, but without any possible further ado, let us please jump into the first session of Roll for Fun's new campaign. So, y'all hear me good? Yes? Good. The land you find yourselves in is a place of epic myth and heroic quests, of fantastic creatures and horrible visions where history and legend are written by the powerful and determined amongst us. This world is inhabited by wondrous races, people such as elves and centaur, dwarves, satyr, nymphs, and more, live and work alongside humans every day, embracing the joys and surviving the dangers inherent in this mystical land. In many places, magic is infused in nature itself, granting extraordinary abilities and terrifying power to those who would wield it. Fame and fortune are the rewards for extraordinary skill in the martial and arcane arts, affording limitless opportunity to mold and shape the very world itself. Meanwhile, the gods and the fates directly interact with the mortal world, daring to harness, control, enslave, and empower those living in their realm. The oaths you swear, the gods you favor, and your very victories themselves shape your lives and legacies. Brave heroes, welcome to the land of Thylea. You have each been called here by a common individual. You find yourselves in the tavern, the roadside tavern known as the Sour Vintage. Oh, got a camera malfunction. A Sour Vintage is a small countryside tavern located on a crossroad about 12 miles east of Astoria. The exterior is made largely of wood, and at one time was painted black throughout, but is peeling and slightly damaged from exposure to the elements over many years. There's a large courtyard outside with wooden tables and chairs. The sun is setting over the western sky as each of you, in your own time and way, approach the meeting place as requested by your common patron. You glance about and you see that this tavern, what is probably a happy place in normal times, is taken on the air of a melancholy, almost depressed nature. The many individuals you see scattered about at tables, the bar, even wandering around outside, appear disheveled. They appear saddened, morose, quietly muttering amongst themselves, whispering to each other. And that is where the story will begin. So, each of you have arrived. Each of you have been summoned by a woman named Kira. You all know her in your own way and from your own experiences. On this fateful day, you've all found your way to the Sour Vintage. Whether inside or outside, her arrival is as jubilant and positive as your experiences with her have been. You see her strutting up with the sun at her back, the white traveling dress glinting in the sun, her black wavy hair kind of bobbing as she scribbles furiously on yet another one of her many scrolls and parchments, looking up just before she gets to the gates of the courtyard and glances around expectantly. She sees you, Lycus, and then you, Euron, and then Tayrin, and then how could she possibly miss Aina? She smiles at each of you, a glint in her eye, as she waves you forward to the interior of the tavern and orders everyone a round of wine or honey mead, strawberry honey mead, your choice.
Greetings. I'm very happy to see all of you once again. I'm glad that you were able to make it. I was slightly afraid some of you may pursue more entertaining opportunities, as she glances over at Lycus. Or maybe some of you would get in a little over their heads, as she takes a sideways glance over at Tayrin. Or perhaps those were too serious or too secretive to join us, glancing at you other two. But, as fate would have it, you've all arrived. It appears that you haven't met each other, but that's alright. I anticipate there will be much time to get to know one another. However, I digress. Let me be more direct, please, because time is, unfortunately, quite of the essence. I am here as an agent of the Oracle herself. She believes that great destinies await you all, but, as we know, great destinies are in fact forged by great deeds. As you glance around this room, you see all of these people. Smiles once crossed their faces. They were pleasant, hard-working, common people. But a terrifying giant boar has been laying waste to the heartlands, slaughtering everything in its path. This boar, powerful and mighty as it is, was corrupted by the Twin Titans and sent to punish the mortals of Thylea for their continued faith in the Five Gods. Since it began its rampage, many have attempted to hunt and kill this boar and sacrifice it to the gods as they deserve, but so far, all have failed. I anticipate that each of you, in your own way, wishes to win fame and fortune, or have an amazing story to tell, or perhaps claim more power for your own ends, as all great heroes should. But to do so, you must prove to the people of Thylea that you are the warriors of the Oracle's prophecy. Hunt this boar and offer it to the gods as a sacrifice. Despite the fact that the Twin Titans have always hated mortals, they've been kept in check by a sacrosanct oath of peace forged many centuries ago. As you may know, that oath, the magic that binds it and protects us all and keeps the precarious peace we enjoy, its power is waning. And this is just a taste of the horrors to come if you should be unsuccessful. So, that is your task. I trust you are up to it.
Well, if we are all to take out this boar together, then we should probably, although I do not know you, this may be a good time for us to swear an oath of friendship, so we may share in the fame for its defeat.
I admit I have not done so in quite some time, any kind, but I'd prefer before I swear such an oath to at least know your names.
Oh, sorry. My name is Tayron, son of Pythor.
Come again?
Tayron, son of Pythor.
Pythor? The Pythor? Or
Yep.
the other Pythor?
Yes, the Pythor, and I flick and like silver flames come from my hand.
Oh! Literally, the Pythor.
Yeah, that Pythor.
Oh. I shall pour you a drink. Would you like some strawberry wine, I swear?
Before we pour anything, I think we might need to add an extra cup for one of the titans in question.
Ah.
I'm already angry, I would rather not annoy her more.
Ah, yes.
Letharia just requires you to toast her, that's all. For Letharia.
To Lytheria. Clink.
Sorry.
To Lutheria.
And you are four-legged friend. Who's thirsty, of course. Is she in the tavern, or is she like, her head's at the window, like, hey guys?
Where are you, Ina? You can fit in the tavern, or you could very easily be leaned up against an open window.
I was about to say, it's a centaur-friendly tavern.
It is.
Yeah, I think I'll be outside, just kind of like propped through the window.
I love this. It's in its
You
own.
guys need to be at a window booth. And I'll go through the window. Just because it might be centaur friendly, but it's not centaur seating friendly. But I would introduce myself. They call me Ina.
Well met.
Hello, Ina. Care for a drink?
I will accept your hospitality.
Of course. Would you like the mead? Some strawberry wine, perhaps?
I think the strawberry mead would suffice tonight.
Excellent choice. Excellent. Quite lovely.
You really
choice. Lovely
should.
vintage.
You really should try the wine. The red one especially. It's quite fruity.
I will try some of that. I'll
I
pour.
didn't catch your name.
Terribly sorry of me. I am Lycus. Obviously, the Satyr clans. At your pleasure.
And I shall close our introductions for the moment. My name is Euron of Mitros,
Hello, Euron.
and I shall have some of the wine as well, if it is as promised.
Of course. I pour for you. So, everyone has their goblet? Everyone's full? So sorry, I drank all of mine. Allow me to fix that. To Listeria and an oath of friendship as we go forth on this grand adventure. May it see us into our best tomorrow, perhaps? I haven't really thought of that part.
To share the glory. For friendship.
To share the glory.
Well, to be
To the future.
as fine as that is, we can freewheel it, or we can be a little more formal about it. I didn't expect you to take such an oath so soon. However, your zeal has inspired me. If you would, please, repeat the words after me, and we can make this official.
Oh, we're making a real oath.
A very real oath. It is an oath of friendship you seek, is it not?
Yeah!
If not, then I'll go back to my wine.
Friends. I just like start chugging. Ah.
Perhaps should save it until after the war.
Let's see how the boar goes first, and then we'll, but for now, the clink. Friends. Right. I mean, right.
Well, a toast then.
A toast, of course.
Please allow me.
I'm empty again.
If I had a ticket to Elysium, and you didn't have one too, I'd tear mine up, throw it away, and go straight to Hades with you. Cheers.
That sounded far too much like my wedding vows.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to, I got it. All right, I got it. Okay. Sorry, that one took me a minute. All right. Here we are then. I'm not going to Hades. I don't want to go to Hades. This board's not in Hades, right?
No.
She said Hades. I know, but she said Hades.
It's just
It's
a few.
an expression.
It's
Just roll with
it's
it, my friend.
Of
Just roll
course,
with
it's
it.
an expression. I pull out a little booklet. Expression. Hades, rip a ticket, and I'd go to Hades with you. Marvelous. Noteworthy.
The best I've gathered, the boar is centered around some location a few hours north of here, in the foothills of the mountains to our west. Well, northwest, as it were. But on that note, actually, please take your leave, drink, eat, be merry. You never know what tomorrow may bring for each of you, or all of you. There are many people here who may have information to help you, or maybe some are simply looking to drown their sorrows. But regardless, I have taken the liberty, with the funds I have available, to hire 2 hunters to help us track this beast. I wasn't sure, despite your abilities, if any of you were competent trackers, so I figured it'd be the least I could do, to make good time if nothing else. They plan to be here overnight, and we will leave an hour before dawn, so you have all night to tickle your fancy. I'm going to go over with that group of minstrels over there and join them in tune if there's nothing else of me. Over in the corner you see a kind of dark-haired and dark-skinned satyr. He has a lute he's playing, and there's a lady standing next to him. Long blonde hair, silver eyes, and fair skin and like a bluish dress. And then there's an olive-complected lady with brown hair and green eyes wearing a purplish dress. And they're singing a song. It's kind of hard to keep track of it with everything going on, but something about the rise and the fall of the Dragonlords.
That is my favorite tune. Just it's good.
This is more a question of curiosity, not relating to the war, but just to take. How do you manage to keep your scrolls intact from all the traveling you do? There must be.
It's called a pouch pocket with a lid. You close the lid, and then you tie it with a toggle. It keeps the pouches contained.
1, 2,
Or
3,
what? No? That was your question, right?
I was speaking to Kira. I appreciate your enthusiasm, however.
I reach into his backpack and I pull out like a ton of scrolls. I'm like, I'm sorry. I immediately assumed you were trying to talk to me. My apologies.
At this, Kira takes her larger satchel full of more scrolls and kind of picks it up and drops it on the table. And she kind of glances at him and looks at you, and she says, "I mean, he's right, you know. He's actually
Yes.
right."
Well, some carry
worry,
more
darling.
length scrolls than others.
Don't worry, Lycus. Size doesn't matter.
I'm sure his are much better.
I don't know you that well, but I'd be okay too. Wine?
I think my wife would have an issue with that, but...
So are you... So your name is Aina, right?
They
Hey.
call me Aina.
Like, I'll slowly approach the window and I'll like kind of like poke you in the shoulder and go, "You don't look like a nymph. I heard you were a nymph in disguise, but you don't look like a nymph."
I am not a nymph.
Oh, well, there goes that rumor.
I would be curious where you heard that.
Some passing minstrel. I have no idea. I've heard a few things of the rest of you too.
Yes,
I might add.
it seems I am not acquainted, but I have heard these names.
So Lycus, you saved some people from a trampling train of horses? Is that true? You are muted, good sir.
Absolutely, those poor dear children were just lying. Oh my goodness, it was a terrible, fraughtful decision, but I made it out of pure will. I did not even consider the future. I just dashed in front of those horses, saved those two children, and was able to just scoot them on their way right to their teachings.
Can I insight check to see how much of that was sarcasm?
Oh no, that was pure truth, ma'am.
That was a DM question, but okay.
I don't know. Let's see. Give me an insight check, and then we will find out.
I'm gonna totally give a truth bomb.
Okay.
You're about to get truth to the face. You're on.
I just want to make sure with my modifier. I have no modifier. Okay. That's an 11.
Alright, so she rolled an 11. Lycus, go ahead and roll whatever you need to roll, if anything, and tell her if it was true or not, or whatever you say.
That was as true as it gets. Let me put this. You can't detect a single bit of falsehood in that statement. Now, it's a little extreme, and you can tell I probably flared it a little bit, but for all intents and purposes, it seems I'm the hero of the day. And you can buy me a drink.
Perhaps they were trying to make up for poisoning the entire cafeteria at school.
Or
Who told you that one?
Or for talking a noblewoman out of her inheritance with a song and dance.
Boy, people have got stories galore.
I believe you are a collector of stories.
I am good with my tongue, and that inheritance was quite fine, if I may say so myself. And the cafeteria is mere rumor, falsehood spread by my classmates who simply cannot contain themselves, as they are unable to achieve my level of superiority of education, as one would say. Well, wine. Well, wine. No, have some wine, dear. Have some wine before we speak of this. Yes, the academy. I'm one of the top students at the academy, although it is quite a bore, and it does embarrass my teachers, or instructors, professors, whatever you should call them. I don't even know what they call themselves. They talk and talk and talk, and
I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Why do you think I'm standing outside?
I like you, madam.
Okay. Well, if one's stories are to say anything about them, my dear Euron, what's this about you petrifying a swarm of locusts or something somewhere outside of the Temple of Mitros?
I heard it was a herd of minotaur.
Oh.
Do you think I'd still be alive if it was minotaurs?
Well, it may say something about your bravery or prowess in combat. Did yours happen to say petrified or just defeated a minotaur? Because I was most curious when I heard she petrified a swarm of locusts. I know I'm not such magic. You must be quite powerful indeed, my dear.
I suppose this will have to happen at some point. She's gonna kind of reach up, so she's wearing basically a hijab. She's gonna loosen just a little bit, and a little snake head is just gonna peek out. And then pop back in. Please leave. Please leave Maraca alone.
You named it. Oh, I am so excited to go on this boar hunt with you all right now. And like, I immediately just begin to like scan her head to see if any are moving.
There's definitely one or two moving.
I'm so excited. Like, I pull out scrolls and just start furiously scribing.
For the record, I cannot petrify anything larger than insects at this point. Perhaps when the curse is stronger.
Oh, of course, a curse. Oh, what a tragedy. A tragedy of triumph and of overcoming before ultimate despair, death, and sadness. Alright, that's so terrible for you.
Taryn, I must admit, out of curiosity, what did you hear of me? What did you hear of me?
Oh, sorry, I was distracted. So for you, let me see, what did I hear of you? I heard that you like to mysteriously wander around watching over young women as a figure in the shadows.
My wife would be very opposed to that rumor. No. But I appreciate the drama.
Well, it is just a rumor.
As do I.
Yeah, they do often say that all rumors have at least a little bit of truth in them.
Then I must say, Aina, I heard you were strong enough to cleave a goatling from head to groin with one swing. I certainly understand where that came from.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Oh.
Yes, Kira was with me.
What is that on your back? Is that what you, Warhammer? What is that? I can't see around you. I heard it's got a large dragon tooth.
You see Aina and Taryn both whip out. You're like, wait, who are you talking to?
I am so excited to go hunting with you.
Tooth? What tooth? It's just bronze.
Oh! No, that's mediocre compared to her. She has a dragon's tooth. Now that's a story worth telling. Do tell.
It is not a dragon tooth. It is a tooth, but it is not from a dragon.
What if it's the tooth of a basilisk? That would be monumental. Magnificent.
May I ask what kind of tooth it is, Miss Aina?
Please be basilisk. Please be basilisk.
It was from a creature of nightmares.
Even better. Ubiquity.
Were tentacles involved?
Ambiguity.
What? I am in the academy. I know the proper terminology. Ambiguity. I don't know. I'll have to ask Christopher about that one.
A-M-B...
What? Oh,
Your aunt's just gonna start chugging her wine to hide her grin.
Of nightmares. Shorthand. I'm shorthanding. I don't need. Thank you. I don't see you writing it.
I know how to spell it.
And presumably, Lady Kira has spent enough time around us to hear all these stories.
Taryn,
Yes.
I heard you, in a feat of great power and battle, defeated a Blemis?
Yes, that one is true.
How do you pronounce that?
A blemis.
Blemis?
Like he said,
you
a
are.
blemis.
Of course, you know Kira. Yeah, a blemis. Yeah.
Well, of course I know. I'm
Yeah,
Kira.
Well, depending on which kingdom you're from, it's a little. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, the blemis was quite large. She was around 15 foot tall.
Ooh,
I crushed him with a boulder.
crushed with a boulder. Were you saving children, perhaps? A village of orphans, or hmm?
No, I just sought to kill it to prove myself to my father, and when I did, he provided me with magic.
Hmm. Was it perhaps causing great distress and destruction upon the land?
It was being a nuisance to the local area, yes.
Saving the local populace from this grand disaster that was upon them. Oh, magnificent. Just kind of scrolling, scribbling, like nothing makes sense on this scroll. It's got a little bit of Ine, it's got a little bit of Euron's story, it's got ambiguity like in like 3 letters and then stopped. I'm just going to town on this thing.
If I may inquire, if it's not too much, Terran, was it during this hunt where you met our mutual friend?
Yes, Kira and I traveled together while I finished my 3 feats for my father. And once I completed the Blimus, I got my magic. So I'm quite happy with that. And if I can prove myself even more worthy, he will grant me even more power.
Truly valiant.
Pythor's kind of a bore like that, always asking people to do things for him in exchange. And I mean, he's all about fighting, and that's fine, being the god of battle and all. Sitting up on his throne at Astoria.
But he's got nothing on you, dear.
At this, you hear very, very softly in your ear, like "And what about me?" And a hand gets placed on your shoulder. As you see, you realize now the minstrels have stopped playing, and the fair-headed lady is standing over your shoulder with her hand on your side, and just kind of looking into your eyes. And meanwhile, coming over back between Terran and Euron is the other darker-haired one. And I? They glance
2
around at you.
absolute beauties to behold, of course, in these fair lands. And you are...
Who, me? My name is Seema.
Seema. Oh, that's
Seema.
Seema.
Yes.
Very
And
exotic.
you would be...
I am Lycus, my dear.
That's such a cute name.
And these are my friends, of course. The magnificent Ine, the powerful Euron, and the winged ones.
Terran.
Terran.
Aaron,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, what he said.
The one standing between Euron and
Darling,
Terran.
you may have had a little much tonight.
Not yet, honey.
The one standing between Euron and Terran kind of glances surprisedly. She says, "Those wings are real? I thought you were just in an amazing costume for the wine festival.
Yes, of
You're
course they're
actually
real.
a siren."
Yes, of course they're real. And I'll just like flap them real quickly and just like go up into the air and then come back down into my seat.
Oh, the wine, man.
Euron's frantically like holding her hood down.
Well,
Dust is kicking up all over the place. God, stupid siren. Wish I had wings.
well, we're
Yes,
both
yes.
we're simply in between songs, and everybody else looks so boring and dreary. We figured we'd come say hi and maybe see if you thought our music was worth a little tip, and also make sure that you were coming to the wine festival in Astoria next week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about
as lovely as you are, so.
I'm not sure about your wine festival, but yeah. Here's a tip for your good music, and he'll flip her a silver coin.
So he reaches up and snatches it and tucks it in her
Yep.
bosom.
Actually, our good bard here, Lycus, He seems like a fine musician himself. Perhaps we could perform together.
You would have to take that up with Clasius. He's our musician. And she nods her head over to the other satyr sitting over by the bar.
What do you say? You want to do one song?
Oh, of course, if I must. I just happen to have my lute ready. Look at that, fully stringed and tuned. Clasius, would you like to follow? You can play first chair, of course.
I'm on a break. I'm on a break.
Oh, even better.
I've been playing all night.
No, even better. Do you happen to have a cowbell? You can keep the beat. No, it's okay. I've got one.
Euron's currently trying to pretend that she's not there.
Yeah, do you know the song that laments Pythor's defeat of the...
Yeah, I do recall that rather dreary, magnificent ballad. How was it a little more lively?
Okay. Do you have any suggestions?
Yes, and I'm just gonna go play it because the name eludes me at this present moment.
I'll just join in with the lyrics once I realize.
Oh, you're a singer! Oh, I love it. All right, ladies, would you care
The
to?
siren!
I got you. Let's go, ladies. We're gonna go this way. Come on. And I try to scooch both the ladies in both arms.
Oh,
they're
very, very more than happy to oblige you, kind of smiling, and their cheeks getting all rosy.
And making sure my purse strings don't disappear.
One hand on each arm as they escort you up to the playing area.
All right.
Would you mind if I came out and joined you? The second-hand embarrassment might ruin me.
I am not opposed to company outside.
Euron's just gonna vault through the window.
You see Kira
with her wine.
I've never heard me sing, and they're already running.
It's not you I'm concerned about.
It's only a lute. What can he do? What harm can he do?
It's all the money people are gonna throw at us. They just want to get out of the way.
Yes, I'm sure that's what it is.
The four of us.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready whenever you are. Go ahead and
So
start.
I'm gonna kick up a tune.
And as he starts playing, I will start singing a song.
And I'm just a dancing and a clicking, and stated feet are going all over the place.
Okay.
Oh, look
I
at
rolled a
skill
20
check.
on my performance check.
All right. Lycus, give me a performance check, please.
All right, performance check. Why did you get an advantage?
Siren.
17 plus 5, that's 22.
And what was yours, Aaron?
20.
20 and a 22. All right.
We are fucking
Like, that's a
champs.
23, he can't add.
You said 20, I'm a 22.
No, my 22, I can't add. My bad.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. I may not be able to spell ambiguity, but I can surely add 3 and 5, or 5 and 7.
This is already going so well. My face hurts from laughing.
And we just started.
So at this, the tenor of the room changes a little bit. Some people aren't staring into their mugs and goblets quite as much. Some are glancing up. There isn't really any foot tapping going on, but there is a little bit of brevity to the situation. And of course, the two lady singers are over there just kind of and you see Clasius over at the bar, kind of over there tapping his hoof on the chair, kind of nodding a little bit.
I kick up to an Irish diddly, you know? And then I skip on over to my friend, you said Clasius, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I skip on over to my satyr friend Clasius. I take his goblet.
Let's carry away down to Georgia.
Not like that. Throw a coin at your satyr, please.
Toss a coin to your satyr.
I'm good.
Oh, plenty.
Oh man. So Clasius goes over to the side of the room where the instruments are, picks up a harp, he joins in, the ladies join in. Kira over there at the table, she starts kind of tapping a cup and singing with the melody, and goes on for 10 to 15 minutes, a little bit arousing.
Very arousing.
Very arousing. After a while of this, everybody getting in, and Aina and Euron outside, kind of just keeping their distance. You two see 3 individuals walking up. They appear to be wearing regular dark, like traveling clothes. They have leather armor. One has a bow, 2 have spears, and one of them seems to be limping along. As you get closer, you realize the one carrying one of the spears, holding up the limping one. She has dark black hair, tan skin, like she spends a lot of time in the sun, and then as the sunlight shifts, getting just past the point on the horizon where night falls, they come shambling on up to the Sour Vintage, and you see blood on their clothes. The one limping is kind of favoring the other leg heavily, and they find the nearest table inside, and they order a round of drinks. And
Euron's back in through the window and going up to them to go check if they're all right.
Back in through the window she goes. They kind of sit there, just absorbed in their cups, staring off into the distance. The woman has her face in her hands, blood and muck all over them, bits of leaves and branches stuck in their clothing. You see that the wounds are just an initial appearance. They seem superficial at most, maybe a sprained ankle. You don't see any bones sticking out or any significant gore, at least none that seem like it came from them.
Well, I'll buy the next round for them at least.
They wordlessly kind of nod in appreciation, and they continue to drink silently.
I'm not much of a people person. Can someone go up and talk to them?
I kind of slow down the music a little bit, like pluck in, twang in a little bit, and kind of like mosey on over. It's like, so, ding, 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 ding. What brings you around these here parts?
We're just here for a drink, friend, if it's all the same to you.
Of course, of course. Do you care for any particular musical selections?
How about something honoring a dead friend?
Ooh. For that, my dear friend, and I stop playing the lute. Stick it back where it goes, and I pull out the harp. I got a little small hand harp, and I start plucking away a little saddening song of sirens that I look over real quick at Terran. Sirens that lure fishermen to their doom. It's kind of like blur over the part that they're sirens. And she sang a luring song, but she's not a siren.
I'm gonna go and Terran's gonna go back to the table and just mutter under his breath, "That's a fucking stupid rumor. People crash their ships on shore and just want to blame somebody."
I'm sure. I'm willing to bet that was to the boar.
So if you don't mind me asking, what happened to your friend other than deceit?
The beast ambushed us, alright? The same thing that happened to every bloody soul in this fucking tavern. I figured that was obvious. Would you like me to go in more detail? Or can I mourn her properly?
Go up to the bartender and just go, whatever else they want tonight. Sort of hand over a gold. It's on me.
Where?
She nods in understanding.
Last question. Where was the boar last seen? Because I've heard there's an amazing hunting party to kill the boar and avenge your friend. We shall avenge your friend, my dear.
The last time we saw that infernal beast was 2.5 miles north of here in a giant fucking field where we laid a trap because of numbnuts here, thinking we could trick the stupid thing. It fucking ambushed us, gored the shit out of our friend, and tore her screaming into the woods. We ran, we chased, but then the screaming stopped and we heard it coming back, and we ran the other way. So now, we'd like to drink.
Understandable.
Thank you.
More wine. More wine. And then I go back to the table. Like, that tragedy will be written another night, not in front of them. Well, I kind of walk over to Aine and Euron and Terran and be like, apparently 2 miles north is our dear target, the boar. And unfortunately seems to have claimed another victim.
What time is it right now, roughly?
It's just after nightfall.
Okay. Well, I say first thing in the morning we go take care of this, so that it doesn't have another victim.
So I would like to think about definitely discuss this with the hunters more, especially since it sounds like the beast is, if it truly ambushed them, it has some degree of intelligence.
From somewhere a few feet back, you hear, "Oh, it's fucking smart, all right. And it's a hell of a lot faster than you think if you think you're going to catch up to it 2 miles from here. It hit 3 villages in 6 hours, over 15 miles. It tore through mine and his, and it killed his son all in the same night. Our entire villages are laid to waste because of this abomination."
I'm sorry for your loss, although sorry is not quite good enough of a word, is it?
No. But thank you.
Well, all we can do is try, so I say we retire for the night, get a good night's sleep, and in the morning go try to take care of this.
When are the hunters arriving again?
About an hour before sunrise.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll see you all down here then. Good night.
Kira, do we happen to have rooms anywhere nearby, or should I be finding a nice tree to sleep under?
Oh, I'm certain that they'd accommodate you. I told Itala that you were coming in advance, so if she doesn't have rooms available, I'm sure she can make some other people double up to find enough room for each of you. And there's even a larger room that's quite warm and comfortable in the back for Aina, if none of these rooms are of your size. And stature, of course.
I did rent the largest room with the largest bed. In case you need somewhere to sleep.
Okay, Joey's not sure. Joey's not sure if you're talking to Kira or who you're talking to.
I'm talking to anybody at the table, not Taryn, and including the 2 girls that were like with us, or the 2 girls that were tapping their feet and wanted me to go play a song for them. I don't know if they're the locals or if they're the locals.
They do not appear local to this immediate area. From them trying to convince you to go to the wine festival in Astoria and things like that, you gather that it's pretty obvious, and the other little small chatter they made throughout this time period, that they are traveling around the immediate area around Astoria to drum up support and get people to come to the wine festival. They probably are from Astoria proper.
Okay.
Well, in which case, I think I'll retire in a few, and Tayron will go and he'll stop by the other bards, and he'll just be like, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but Lankus over there, he saved a group of children not too long ago. Just something I thought y'all might want to know." And he'll then proceed up to his room, or up to the bar, get room gear, whatever, then go up to his room.
Oh, thank you.
Do I need to make a persuasion check?
No, you have no reason not to believe you.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ask the other ladies if they need a nightcap.
Yeah.
Tell me all about the wine festival. And then
They
I'm gonna head
very
out to my room.
giggly and happily and touchingly enjoy a nightcap with you.
Sweet.
Nightcap the drink.
Oh, great. They're gonna pull out a wine, and I'm gonna be like, "It's a different. They must do it different here." That's fine.
Euron's going to go get a room for the night.
Okay, easy
And
enough.
it's perfectly okay if it's like the smallest one or something. Just doesn't want to cause too much of a fuss.
Okay, yeah, no, there's
As Kira said, there are rooms available. So you get a sense a lot of these people are not here voluntarily, and so many rooms already have multiple occupants, people kind of stacking up. You hear throughout this time
I'll take
as
a
well.
broom closet.
Yeah, you're fine. I mean, there's rooms, broom closet. Just to fill in some of this other stuff, the chatter you've heard while you were talking and interacting. You've heard people coming from far off. They are traveling through. Either they left their families in basements or in hidden caves, or sent them on to Astoria, as all these villages have been ransacked, and many of them are kind of like the trail end of these villages, coming in, sleeping off the travel, and then trying to find their families or seek aid, however else they might be. So the tavern is very full, but there is room for you. Yes. So Terran's gone, Euron's gone. Lycus is having a nightcap. Ina, are you doing anything?
I will accept the room that Kira had in mind for me.
Okay. And she walks out back with you, and it seems like a stable that was converted for larger rooms for larger beings. And there's a couple of privacy doors in there, so you have a quarter of a wagon house all to yourself, with the oversized pad on the floor and things like that.
That
Appropriately sized furnishings. So, Lycus, tell us more. You're muted, Lycus. Have we taken your speech away too?
My dear, you have taken my breath away. What would you like to know?
You invited us for a drink. We assumed there were going to be stories or something else. But we can't be out late. We have to travel back with Clasius to Astoria tonight.
Tonight? Tonight? What do you mean tonight? Well, like, a candlestick from now, or 2?
Well, I guess it depends on how much you hit us.
I'm gonna attempt to... Whoa, tip.
We're performers, as are you, aren't you?
Of course. Alright, I'm gonna start like a haggling thing. I'm not doing this with you, bro. I'm gonna just like roll this role play. I ain't gonna do a seduction roll with you, man.
There's no seduction here. They're asking you to pay them to sing to you. I don't know where your mind is at, Josh.
Yeah, sing to you. Yeah.
You said or something else.
Yeah, or something
Talk,
else.
or something else, which is sing,
or
obviously.
Friendly hugs, you know,
I mean,
or snuggles.
I think you're letting the character go to your head, Josh. But go ahead. What is your intent?
I was looking for a bed friend.
Oh.
If they're getting that, if they seem like that type, then yeah. If not, then I'm gonna go to bed grumpy.
Well, they seem very into you. However, they also seem indisposed to do so. However, they very much hope that you will find them if you can make it to the wine festival in Astoria in a few days.
I shall find you, I assure you.
And they smile, and you notice that your coin purse is a little bit lighter.
No, I held that motherfucker. I even called that. Like, I keep that coin purse locked.
Not in that they stole it, but in that you were more than happy to buy a drink or two while you were talking to these fair maidens. They weren't thieves. So, is there anything else for the evening, Lycus?
No, it's rather gloomy here in this tavern. I think it's best prepared for the morning on a clearer head.
Okay. Alright, so, with that being said, Kira bids you good night. She seems that she is going to be staying up a little bit later, talking to Thylea, the innkeep, and writing some things, and she's going from kind of table to table of all these victims, getting their stories, offering them comfort and solace, telling them that she has the right group of people on the job and things of that nature, as you walk out of the room like it's to your bed. A peaceful rest encompasses all of you. Those who have dreams, they may be pleasant, they may be not. Only you know that at this time. But before you know it, you hear a soft rap on your door, each of you, as Kira comes to summon you before the rooster crows
and tells you to prepare. The hunter should be here soon. It is nearing the hour of your fateful departure.
Thank you for the wake-up call. I'll be down in just a few once I finish my ritual with my hammer.
Yeah. Sounds good. I have wine ready.
I'll pass on wine if I'm going to be doing battle.
All right. Fair enough. So.
Euron's bed is made, like, way better than it was when you first got in the room, like, proper corners and everything.
A very, very squared away room. Got it.
I also begin my morning ritual, combing my hair, all of them. My beard, in and out, my armpit hairs, my chest hairs, my leg hairs, my hoof hairs, just going at it. Once I'm primed, proper trim, deliced, I put some smell good that I got from a guy around the block. I don't know what it's made out of. Maybe the horse lady will like it. I don't know. But I think I'm ready for this, and I take my wine up front. I ordered a wake-up call with wine.
Aaron just performed a short ritual in his chambers, where he kind of lifts his hammer up for a second, and then silver like magic like encompasses it, and then quickly fades away. And then he'll head downstairs.
Very cool. And Aina wakes up and gets some food.
Yeah, I'll make my way out of the renovated stable, back to the window. Is it open? If it's not open, I'll open it.
Yes, it is open. Kira has made the room ready for you.
Are there many people in the who are awake at this hour?
No, there's not. It seems that Thylea is making a very early, very summery breakfast for you. Kira is over there, and it seems like she has a jug and a wine bottle next to her. I guess a pick your poison kind of thing here. And you also see that by now the two hunters have arrived. They're sitting over in a corner, talking amongst themselves, a couple of parchments and a dagger out on the table, bows and spears and things sitting around them, kind of minding their business.
Euron's going to go find a spot sort of near them, and, well, not too close, and just quickly start giving her sword a quick sharpen.
Okay.
Taran will go walk over to the hunters, and he'll start discussing tracking of this beast.
Okay.
Getting him to like show him the general layout of the land and whatnot. He'll use minor illusion to create like a dais of the local of a map, and then as people will trace, he'll edit it to change it to an actual map so that he can slowly get the lay of the land.
Okay. Yeah, their eyes kind of open wide as you do this, and they had a little piece of parchment that had some markings scribbled on it, and you kind of line them up, and you see your current location, the mountain range to the northwest, and then the suggested trek to the north. Along the way, you see many X's and lines and things of that nature denoting villages or farmsteads and little hovels and things of the nature. There's 15 to 20 of these black marks from here to 25 miles north. These are all the known locations of building damage, complete villages being razed or whatever, but scattered throughout. They let you know, yeah, there's bodies hundreds of feet around these places, giant gore holes and limbs ripped limb from limb, virtually nothing standing of the buildings wherever this boar has come through.
So it's not eating them or anything like that, just...
It eats some of them, but it's killing them by the hundreds.
We heard some of the tavern the people last night say that it was fast, like alarmingly fast. Is that true?
It's fast, all right. And it's furious. It's sneaky. It's unlike any boar I've ever heard of, anybody's ever heard of. And the even weirder thing, is scouting some of these closer areas to try and track it and get an idea of where it's at least where it was when we were tracking it. Some of the people that are lying dead in these villages, they're dead from sword marks. Like hacking, slashing, and stabbing each other. Why the hell they're fighting each other when this boar is destroying everything they love, I have no idea. But it freaks me the hell out.
Well, I think we need to make haste then.
Has anyone been able to land a hit on it? Like anything?
We've heard, yes, but
Okay.
if it's successful,
Well, at least
Nobody's
it's
been able
not
to say.
invulnerable, I'll take that.
sure as shit hope not.
How is it so fast?
You have 4 legs, you tell me.
That's what I was gonna say.
No offense, I have no idea. I figured you might know better than me.
I know nothing about this boar. You guys were brought in as the consulting experts.
If it was summoned by divine power, that sort of is the answer. Isn't it?
Not quite exactly
Titan.
summoned. It was corrupted. We know, well, I know, that it was an ancient, powerful beast, the likes of which are known to be here on Thylea, but the Twin Titans have corrupted its heart. It's not acting as it used to. It's vicious, it's powerful, it's cunning, and it's big.
This is a wild question, and perhaps you may not be able to answer it, so look at the one who can cast magic, the winged one. Do you think it might be possible to uncorrupt it? I mean, I'm all for killing it if necessary, but do you think there might be a way to undo it?
This is your tale. I can't predict the future, otherwise I'd be the Oracle and not the one bringing you to her.
Well, I think we've heard all we can hear. I say we leave and go try to find this beast.
Yes, brave adventurers, let us go forth. And
You want to go first?
I have fur. I'm good.
The one with fur goes first. Wonderful.
Oh.
I
You're first.
think we'll kind of scout ahead if it's all the same to you.
Of
You all
course.
look fearsome, but none of you look particularly quiet. No disrespect.
I'm reasonably quiet, plus I'll be up in the sky, so if you don't mind, I'll just stick above you and help you track.
But if
Still.
I'm quiet, if I'm not quiet, the boar will find me. And then you will all be ready for it.
You want to be bait.
Well,
Yes,
why
that's
not?
what he's suggesting.
I will volunteer myself to be bait for this creature. I will place myself in harm's way for you all.
Is there
You
any
all
clear
will.
path?
Will save me, right?
Kira just kind of walks past Lycus, headed out the door, and pats him on the head and just keeps strolling out into the dark night.
We don't all have to agree with this plan. I was merely offering. It's still on the table.
I am not opposed to this plan.
It's your life. I'll do what I can.
Alright. So, at this, Kira has walked out with the 2 hunters. They start getting their lead. Kira behind them, glancing around, noting the position of the moon low in the sky and the stars and where you're at, what everybody's wearing. It's just scribble, 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 sometimes chuckling to herself. It's kind of eerie in the otherwise quiet night around you as you turn and head towards the north, following the trackers, to attempt to find this great boar that you must dispatch to begin your journey. And that is where we are going to take a break. And we're back. So, I hope everybody had a nice little break. I hope everybody's ready to dig in for the second half of tonight's session, because I am. Oh, that got loud, Sirenscape. What are you doing to me? Is it loud? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not that bad. Loud in my ears. So, as you step out into the night sky, headed north, an easterly breeze crosses the plains in front of you. You see the grayish grass in the moonlight swaying from right to left. And the two scouts travel up ahead. After about a half hour of traveling in this direction, you come to a lightly wooded tops of trees. Traveling within the relative darker area that surrounds you, up ahead, off to the left, about a couple hundred feet, I'd say about 200 feet ahead, you see the telltale dim orangish light of a fire burning low on the ground. It seems to be almost surrounded by maybe a small cliff or boulder or something, blackened on one side, orange protruding out the other, and you make out what appears to be the silhouette of a small individual tent. And as you're glancing at this firelight, a large black shadow just kind of darts across it quickly, and then darts back the other way. But the shadow does not seem to be running. Does not look like any boar you could possibly imagine. The scouts up ahead stop, they get low, and they wave you forward.
Yes, I see it too.
Any more detail I can get in the dark?
Make a perception
That was like
check.
no boar I've ever seen.
Where's my d20? Here we go. 16 plus 2, 18.
18. Okay. You see, off to the side of the firelight, moving amongst the shadows, a darker, shifting shadow. It seems very large. You can tell it appears to have some type of wings as it lifts off the ground and lands down somewhere nearby, almost burying with force itself into the ground, and you see various body parts. Whatever it is, you can't tell exactly, but they are thrashing about wildly.
That is not a boar. Boars don't have wings.
Oh great, it has wings.
And something else. I can't make out any more detail other than flailing.
Joyous. Well, any ideas?
What is it? What do y'all see?
Something else. Wings.
A shadow.
Shadow.
Apparently this boar has wings.
Boar doesn't have... What are you
Yes.
getting on about?
There is something over there with wings. It is a decent size. And it appears to have more limbs than I would like.
Well,
That's all the detail I can get.
It's got teeth and
Everything.
wings. It's demon.
why?
It's a boar.
Why are we sitting here?
You said a boar.
Yeah, a boar.
It's not a boar.
No, it's not a boar. But it's
Um.
exciting. And you're the heroes of the prophecy.
All right, heroes. Let's go.
Yes! She starts scribbling.
Ow.
That's what
Me
I'm
too.
talking about.
Yeah.
Going
Great
to-
story.
Go on, guys.
I swing the warhammer from my back into my hands. Just like mentally start psyching myself up for this.
Euron will try to be sneaky and move closer, try and get a better look.
I'm gonna fly about 20 feet up in the air, and I'm going to have a torch in one hand and my sword or my warhammer in the other. Scratch
Going
that,
to
chakram
roll.
in the other.
Okay.
Do I need to roll stealth or anything?
Not just yet.
Okay. Oh god, not just yet.
He'll tell you.
So
So for now, we're just sneak.
as y'all are like kind of warhammer out, tearing torch flies up, the two scouts kind of look at each other, look at y'all. You fucking serious right now?
What are you expecting? It's a mindless charge.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're coming to fight random monsters. We already have a monster, but whatever.
And I would like to get past it.
Look, we're getting paid to be here. Trail goes through it, so you do the hero thing, we'll do the scout thing, and we'll shoot at it and shit if we need to.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. I like the plan. We're just, so you know, we're staying back. That's a thing. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Scream if you're in trouble.
Bo comes out, knock an arrow, and they start slowly creeping behind you. So, Tayron and Euron. Since you're lead, Euron, Tayron, you're up in the air. A little bit of a different perspective. You see that as you creep closer, there's a little bit of a hill in front of you. So you can either, Tayron, you go ahead and roll a stealth check while you're up in the sky. Euron, you could either climb up on the hill to get a better vantage point and also possibly silhouette yourself against the night sky, or you can go around the hill.
19.
To the left.
Around.
Thanks. Okay. So, careful not to go direct towards the firelight. You go around the hill, and everybody, I'm assuming, unless they say otherwise, kind of follows you. As you get closer, Tayron flying up above, and Euron, you come around the side. Both of you see the same thing. As this shadowy creature kind of thrashes about and darts back into the dim, glowing firelight. You see a large, monstrous creature. The body covered in fur, with giant paws and talons on the end. White feathers down the neck, and glorious wings outstretched with the face of an eagle, tearing and ripping into whatever victim this is. On the ground in the firelight, you see various body parts, some human, and some horse, as it viciously mauls and eats this horse carcass, with blood all over the tent and the floor around the campfire.
That's no moon. I mean, 4.
That's not a moon.
Griffin, I think.
I don't know what the hell it is, but it's certainly not.
What the fuck is that? I want to do a nature check if possible.
Going around it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on. That's a 16. Oh, I know what I've heard about these. That's a
You do know it's to be a griffin.
That's a griffin. Completely ignoring the fact that Euron just said that. I got it. It's a griffin. And
Let's
griffins are
go.
good, bad, feral, wild, indifferent. Just if you show up, they'll eat it. If you don't show up,
With your nature check, I would say it's safe to say that you know they can be aggressive. They're not necessarily evil or good, just very animalistic and instinctual. Although they are known to have quite the taste for horse meat.
and I immediately looked at Ine. Stay down.
I am not afraid.
Well, I don't think we can ignore the thing while it's just killing.
It's
Frickin-
eating. It's its thing.
I am all for it. I'm all for
Yes, but it's also slaughtering innocents. We can't just sit by and watch.
it. Can.
If it's killing people, we really shouldn't just sit here and let it do that, don't you think?
Yes, let's go.
I mean, it's your story. Just being the moral guide.
Okay. You can fly. It can fly. Go get it.
I know.
Ine.
Apparently, it likes
Horses.
horses. Apparently, it likes horses. Maybe you can get its attention.
Oh god.
Lycus was the one comfortable with being bait. Ina is not bait.
No, I got this.
Not bait, more of a front line.
Your
I
aunt's
got
gonna
this.
finna pull out her sword.
Yo,
Or a fighter,
If
aren't
you're
you?
afraid, Taryn, I will approach it.
I got this. I got this. Y'all hide. I got this.
I begin to approach it.
Oh god.
Okay. Let me get
Are you gonna-
all.
You gonna like bull charge it while it's still eating? It's gonna fuck us up. Alright guys, get campaign. Round 1. That's how deadly this fight is.
Alright, so Kira is kind of hanging back with the two scouts. Can't go to the edge of the map because there's reasons. Thank you, Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, we can't put GIFs in chat anymore, can we?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was totally gonna do one. Well, we all are. I think he's got something pulled up.
I'm gonna land on the ground, by the way.
Okay, you got it.
For the time being.
So, the griffin seems completely absorbed in voraciously devouring the remnants of this horse. Again, you see bits of human body parts, a torso with the head mostly attached, arms and legs surrounding. There's blood over the tent and kind of covering the ground around where the fire is. How would you like to approach? You see the two scouts flanking either side of this slight depression that you are approaching from. Arrows knocked at the ready, Kira standing in the back, scribbling furiously the whole time. The Terran's going to move up 30 feet.
Yep. I'm going to start working my way around to attack it from behind.
I will approach 30 feet straight on.
Alright.
I'm still being stealthy.
I'm gonna hide behind her rump.
Okay.
Not so close if she takes off, she'll kick me. But I'm like, you know.
Watch where you put your hands, Lycus.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, I'm cheering her on. I'm like, you got this. You're a badass. I got you. I'm gonna write about you for days.
You don't have bardic inspiration yet.
Shut up. You're gonna get us caught.
Do I catch its attention as I approach it straight on?
Are you attempting to, or are you being quiet?
I'm just walking.
Okay.
Relaxed, casual.
Alright. So go ahead. You can go ahead and move your token up where you'd like to. You're walking 30 feet. Go ahead, Lycus. Go ahead and move. You're on. Do what you're gonna do. You see, as you start to walk towards the east, towards approaching the griffin, it does not appear to take any notice of you, completely consumed in its meal. You notice the two scouts on either side knock their arrows and kind of pull back, aiming in the direction of the griffin, in anticipation of whatever may or may not happen.
Would you like me to get its attention?
Honestly, I do not feel that it poses a threat, and I think we can pass by it
I would
without
be fine
having
with
to
that as
fight
well.
it.
I thought you were a proud centaur. You're just gonna let this thing devour innocents.
They are no tribesmen of mine. Who's to say that this is not the Griffin's land?
I immediately pluck a really loud shrill note. Because
My back hoof accidentally slips in the ground and finds its way into Lycus'
Wait.
stomach.
didn't you move 30 feet forward?
Did you not follow me? You said you were following me.
No. Are
No
you
take
moving?
backs.
Are you not behind you? But are you moving
Yeah.
30 foot forward?
I already did it. The foot's hustler.
Alright, so she's face to face. Yeah, she's face to face
Yeah.
with Yaron, Lycus behind you.
And I'm
Alright,
like, get its attention.
So you try to get its attention. Go ahead and make a performance check for fun, Lycus. And Aina, go ahead and make an attack roll.
With pleasure.
Alright.
Gonna surprise the shit out of this thing. We got this, horse lady.
$14.
Does a 14 hit Lycus?
Yeah, 14 hit.
Alright, well, it was just enough to kind of knock some sense into you for a moment while you reconsider whether or not to pluck.
12.
Are you rolling damage?
What?
I'm
Great campaign, guys.
And Lycus is out. Alright, so at this, you see the griffin kind of stick its head up and peer into the darkness. it hones in on Aina and Euron, and like it's kind of staring right at you. Blood covering its beak and all of its white feathers going down its chest and most of its front talons, as one of them still gripping the horse. You see its wings start to slowly... It's not leaving the ground, but it's beating them, very agitated.
Alright, horse lady, you got this.
I had the plan to walk around it, so you got its attention, you got this.
I'll continue sneaking forward,
But I can see your confusion, so I will go ahead and take it for you.
waving the scout to come around with me onto the high ground.
I thought you were going to attack it. I thought that's what you went forward. Oh, I thought I was being bait and then I wasn't.
I don't see much.
I'm waving at the other scout to go around the other high ground. Come on.
So, like, I'm literally,
Let's
like,
go.
arguing with the horse lady as this thing is staring at us. Like, I thought you were going.
Oh, there we go.
So, Taryn, were you trying to get the near scout to follow you, or the
Yeah.
one across?
I was trying to get the near scout to follow me, and I'm trying to like motion for the other one. Hey, go around the other side.
Okay. They see you, and as the one creeps up behind you, you hear this fuck, and the griffin stares at you, and now it's just like kind of quickly back and forth in your direction
going to-
and Euron's direction.
Euron's going to kind of take her sword and bang it once very hard against her shield with the front of it.
It echoes throughout the landscape, and it takes off and it flies 10 feet in the air. It's very, very angry. Kind of waving back and forth, its talons clawing at the air as it hovers there over its kill.
How high is it hovering?
About 10 feet. What are you gonna do?
Ooh, I think I just barely. No. Never mind.
Alright, guys, you got its attention. Go for it.
I think you lost the element of surprise.
Kira shouts from the back.
I just wanted to hide.
Yeah, well, we can't now, thanks to Mr.
Go! And with that,
Peanut
Perrin
butter.
will produce a spectral bow in his left hand and fire an arrow.
Alright, everybody roll for initiative.
Ooh. Shit.
14.
Alright.
19.
Alright.
8.
Alright.
6.
6. And you. Alright. So, it's not a surprise round. Euron, you have the lead in the initiative as Taryn, you see him whip that bow out, the silver bow, ethereal in the sky. He draws it back. You have a moment to react. What are you going to do? I mean, move and action, of course.
Sorry, zoom up for a second. Who's that?
You.
Me? Oh, fuck. Fuck it. I'm going to move forward to about. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, about there.
Okay.
And I am going to pull out my spear and just try and whip it at it.
All right. Go for it.
17.
17. Spear flies through the dark air, catching the firelight just before it slams into the griffin's body. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh shit. That is a D6. That's not that bad. 3.
3. Okay. Anything else?
If I No, just raise shield and just go. Oh. All right.
All right. Euron's done. Taryn, your turn.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I'll whip out my spectral bow and I'll fire off an arrow at it, and it will be X-bow fire. A 9 to hit.
Silver like streaks across the sky, but narrowly goes over the griffin's head. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. It's Griffin's turn. So Euron hit it. It is going to streak out of the sky down towards Euron. It's going to lunge at you. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
You're going to take 8 piercing damage as this beak rips into your arm, and as it passes by, a talon comes across towards your chest. Does a 21 hit?
Goodbye, everyone. Yes, that hits.
We aren't Milo.
That is going to
I
be...
just remembered we're not level 5 anymore.
You're definitely not level 5 anymore. That's going to be another 8 slashing damage as it rips a hole in your side and streaks up into the air 30 feet at this position and scans around the ground below it looking for its next victim. Alright, Lycus, you're up. What would you like to do?
I just look at the griffin, I look at the remains of Euron, and I'm like, oh shit! So like, I grab my harp, I look at this thing, and I'm gonna just be like, fuck this, and I like pluck some really just terrible tunes. Like, just a collage of just terrible music sounds. And I'm gonna hit it with a, let's see, how do I do this? 3d6. Oh wait, that's damage. I gotta throw a, oh, I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Alright.
Sorry, DC.
You have to tell me
Where's
that.
that?
It's, he rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. He takes 11 damage, psychic.
Alright, good deal.
So this just cornet melody just erupts from my harp and it just slams over this thing. With terrible pain.
As your music hits his ears, kind of rolls around and almost falls out of the sky before regaining his composure, and he hones in on you with a furious look in his eye. Anything else?
As a reaction, or as a use of the spell, and it fails, it must use its reaction to move as far away from me as human as possible.
Got it. So let's see. So it darts off. Still about 30 feet above the ground in that direction.
Yeah.
All right. That it, Lycus?
And then I'm going to run up here, and I'm gonna kind of give a little sad pluck and try to heal Euron with a healing word.
Okay.
That's both my spells. Y'all are all out of luck now. That's it.
Soothing notes drift on the night air. And so you see Euron kind of gasp back to consciousness.
Let's see, 1d4 plus. It doesn't auto do anymore. Sorry.
Okay.
I used to be able to.
You should be able to just drag in the chat box. Oh, if you don't want to roll manually.
Well, the dice don't.
It's 1d4 plus what?
I got it. Okay. I saw it.
Okay.
So 5 to Euron. I don't know why I wasn't expanding them. I got it now. Sorry.
Okay. So you're now conscious, Euron, but you are still prone. Anything else?
Go get him, girl!
All right.
No.
And I grab my scroll and I'm like ready to go.
As the griffin streaks off to the night sky and Lycus charges over and restores health to Euron, Ina, you're up.
Joey, that just healed the griffin too.
I'm tracking it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to move 15 feet towards the griffin and just let out like a primal scream.
Okay.
But that's all I'm gonna do right now.
All right. You see Aina charge across the field, hoofs beaten into the ground, muscles ripped as she whirls that warhammer, letting out this guttural scream. And the griffin looks over its shoulder. Kira's up. You see her in the back. Kind of gets forward a little bit to try and kind of see things a little better, and she's just kind of... Scouts are up, so they are going to take shots with their bows. And... holy shit, okay. And then... so, and right next to you, Taryn, you hear... two arrows dart through the night sky, and one from across the way. They all impact the griffin at the same time, staggering it in the air. It takes 27 points of piercing damage. You're on. You're up. What would you like to do?
Not fucking that again. Is it in the air or on the ground?
It's 30 feet up.
Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do, so I would like to take the dodge action and have my shield up.
Alright, take dodge action. Disadvantage on attack rolls against you. Good deal. Taryn, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to move 30, my max distance as close as I can to this thing, and I'll be about 10 feet up in the air when I arrive.
Okay, so you see Taryn, Blackwing streaking through the sky as it flies up to meet the griffin in aerial battle.
Yep, and when I get there, I'm going to chuck my, I'm going to use Hexblade's Curse first.
Okay.
I'm going to curse it with that. So I'll just, like, you'll see, like, slightly glow for a second, and then I get whatever. And then I'm going to throw my chakram at it.
Okay. The silver light kind of outlines the griffin for a moment before collapsing in on it. Chakram flies through the air, streaking and gashing the griffin across the neck. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. So damage is going to be that plus an additional... I have to roll an extra... oh, bonus of proficiency. So plus another 2, so that's 5, 6, 7.
7. Awesome. Alright, you see blood start dripping down on the ground beneath it. It turns to face Taryn in midair. Starts flying in his direction while Ina's screaming over to the side. Is that it?
That's it.
Alright, the griffin's up, so it is going to dart at Taryn and come in with its beak. Does a 11 hit you, Taryn?
Nope.
Alright, it streaks past you and the claw gouging towards your throat. You dart out of the way, it kind of tumbles through the air, going upside down, and lands on the other side of the ground, sliding in the dirt, staring up at you. And then Ina's fury catches its eye as she's screaming in the middle of the open field. Lycus, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just root for everybody. Whoa, good job, everybody! Yeah, yeah. And then like I take my little, I have my scroll in one hand and it's holding my quill, and I grab my pan flute and I like blast out this like at the griffin.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it. I'm just hooting and hollering for everybody. I'm just like, get it, get it, get it. I'm the cheerleader over here. And then let's see. So that's going to. Did it do it?
What am I doing? I need to save something?
Yep. Did it do it?
It's what kind of save is it?
Shit. Wisdom saving throw.
19 plus 1. That's a.
Yeah,
20.
you got it. Yeah.
Okay. It seems to ignore you, staring down Ina there in the field. Anything else?
I'm going to. My wonderful cheerleading over here is going to do wonders for everybody, and I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to Taryn.
All right. Good deal.
Cool.
Taryn, one bardic inspiration. Okay, Ina, you're up. It's on the ground. Wings arched over its back. Cowl down. Beak. What are you going to do? That ledge is about 5 feet up, by the way.
Okay, so I'm going to rage
All right.
and run to it and swing at it with both hands on my warhammer.
All right. And it charges across the battlefield, clambering up that slope, brings Warhammer down towards the Griffin's head.
20.
A 20 hits. Natural 20 or a combined 20?
Dirty 20.
Okay.
For 10 points of damage.
All right. Nice. Bring your Warhammer down. Its beak kind of tears and breaks across his face. One eye kind of like almost pops out for a second and just seems really dazed, like it's on its last legs. You see it turn like it's about to try and escape. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
All right. The scout to the north hops down and kind of comes up to you, Euron. It's like looking at your wounds real quick, and he's going to apply a bandage for 5 health to you.
You are a darling.
The other scout is going to come over behind this tree and let off 2 more arrows at this griffin, which is 7 and not both miss. Euron, you're up. What are you going to do?
So is it on the ground or is it...
It's on the ground, engaged with Aina. It looks like it's about to try and turn. It is seriously wounded.
Fuck it, I'll try. I'm going to go hop up and engage, and I'm going to take a swing at it with my sword.
All right, you could
And
probably
try
hop
to aim
up.
for a weak spot.
All right, so you can get most of the way up that slope and try to thrust your sword at. You're within reach. Go ahead and roll.
Alright. Does a 14 hit?
It does. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yes! That's a 4 damage. Piercing.
All right. As Aina brings the warhammer down across his head, it turns, it lashes out at her, and as soon as it stretches its neck out, you jam your sword vertically in its throat. It kind of stops for a second, and blood oozes down the sword into your hands, and it collapses, scattering dust all around you as it breathes its last vicious breaths.
Marvelous!
I probably just
Marvelous!
snarl for a moment. Oh, and is my spear by any chance still intact in its side?
I think, yes, we can assume it's probably intact. That's
I'm gonna
fine.
rip it out.
Walks over and
Kind of
puts her
wipe it
foot on
off
there
briefly on the feathers.
After she pulls out the spear, I kind of whinny a little bit and prance on the dead body. And then quickly compose myself again. Oh, I forgot I was in company.
Well, you're quite a good mood for someone who didn't want to fight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Well, if you'll excuse me real
Marvelous.
quick.
Marvelous job, everybody.
I'd like to take a few feathers as a just in case.
That's easy enough. Take a
Yeah.
handful of feathers.
Yeah, Tyron's gonna go grab a feather and go for Pythor and offer it up to Pythor as an offering.
I'll do it as well, actually.
All right. You got it.
I'll take a handful of blood and throw it in the air for Thylea.
Drips down.
I opened my wine cork and just drank to a wonderful victory.
Okay. Everybody give me a perception check, please.
$14.
7.
6.
13.
13. Okay. Lycus, as you while they're busy making their sacrifices and Euron is tearing the feathers out, you see a little bit of movement just because of where your positioning is off to your right. You see Kira quickly kind of bend down and pick something up and glance at it.
Oh no, it's a
Kinda
baby griffin.
Shove it in her satchel with the parchments and scrolls.
Oh no, fuck that. I run over and be like, "Hey, what you find? Spoils of victory. What you got there?" And like, I immediately just start looking.
Well, I found this coin purse.
Mhm.
Tossed it to you. And this.
I drop it at my feet.
This blank parchment.
Mhm.
I like it.
No, I have plenty of blank parchment. It's blank? Is it blank? Do I look at it?
He unfurls it.
Yeah.
Just looking for more paper.
Yeah. What else you got?
The
Where's
same-
she at? Where is she at, by the way, Kira?
Right here in the
Doing
middle.
all that.
She was off on the side. She's in the middle.
Oh, I don't know how I missed that.
I don't either.
Huh. Is that all I see?
Yeah, that's all you see.
Okay. Oh, no, blank parchment, thank you. Okay. I collect the coins back up, thinking there was more originally. So I collect the coin bag back up and kind of go through it and see how many coins there are.
Okay. There is, glancing real quick, kind of angle it towards a firelight. You see what appears to be about 6 gold and 18 silver pieces. It apparently came off of what remained of the human's belt.
Ooh. That's unfortunate. I'll just go walk over to the others and be like, I got their burial money, but they're in pieces, so... Yay! A tragedy. A tragedy.
Well, unfortunately, we still have a boar to find, so...
Oh shit, we do.
Bjorn's going to, take out the sword and start trying to maybe cut off a piece of Griffin. Let's go. I wonder if it's hungry.
You're going to lure the boar with Griffin?
It might work.
To be fair, it is better than human. That's kind of macabre.
And I don't think mine counts as that much anymore.
I'll just go like, huh, and then I run towards that tent and like just stick my goat front side in there, and all they see is like my bleeded butt just sticking out of the front flaps.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check, please.
While they're doing that, I will quickly weave like a wreath together with some of the leaves and brush that's around for like a death wreath for the horse and the person, and kind of just try to set themselves up as dignified as possible at this point.
The scouts pick up on what you're doing, and they start moving the pieces of human remains they can find. They're not really too interested in the horse. Helping you with that dignity pyre you're making. Lycus, you find a relatively decent shaped bronze short sword still in the scabbard, a longbow with 20 arrows, a general pack that has traveling supplies, some barley, some piece of dried pheasant, a couple of water skins, and then some horse care items, feed and salt and stuff like that, but nothing else of note. It seemed to be a traveler, or maybe an envoy of some type.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll kind of grab a bunch of this stuff, kind of come out, put it down, go back in, get some more. I go back in, I get the saddle for the horse, and I come over and I just walk kind of like up to Aine.
This, choose your moves very carefully.
No? Yeah? No?
Taryn, get out of the way. I really need to record this.
Are you offering
Yeah,
to
I'm
walk
gonna
up
stand
with
here. Yeah, Farron's still
it? You need help strapping that on?
watching.
I just wasn't sure if, I don't know your customs. Would you like to be
I
saddled?
have no need for that.
Of course. Just, it's there. It's here if we need one. It's a fine one. Is it a fine saddle, or is it like saddle?
I mean, it's
Look at it.
decent. It's not.
Is it decent?
It's not embroidered or anything, but it's
No.
in good shape. It's well oiled and things like that.
You know,
Actually, that is a...
It could sell for a meal or two for us all, and I don't have a way to carry it, but
Well, you've volunteered to carry it.
well, I mean, from the tent to here,
You're carrying it now.
and you could do a marvelous job.
I know, that is
Almost
actually a
like it
good
was made
question
for
out
you.
of curiosity. Because I've never really asked. Is it alright? Or is it, like, completely against taboo to ride? I know you have no need of it, but this is a genuine, if, say, something goes completely tits up.
Kira in the back. Phrasing!
I meant what I said.
I would have to decide in the moment, but my strong inclination is no.
Of course. I just
If
wanted
it would
to
cause
ask.
me to break the oath of friendship, I may reconsider.
I simply wanted to make sure before I did anything untoward.
So, after that battle, how are y'all looking? Y'all think y'all need a break?
I am fine.
I'm better now.
I drop the saddle at my feet. I'm going, well, I guess I'm fine too.
Okay, well, I guess we'll proceed forwards.
Kira comes up. Lycus, I know you're proud and very able, but you seem a bit exhausted. I know weaving the arcane energies can take a toll on the physical body. Are you sure you're alright to proceed?
Well, out of character, it's morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, I'm fucking tired, but we just woke up like an hour ago.
No,
Kira's
well,
just expressing concern.
I was suggesting a short rest out of character, just so you know.
Well, I know what
can't
you were
do it.
suggesting.
I can't do anything with this. short rest.
Warlock. Warlock.
Yeah, no, he can't do anything with those short rests. Kira was just being concerned. I'm sorry that it's that out of character for me to play somebody concerned. Holy shit.
I know, it's so unusual for you to play a concerned character. I'm like, wait, am I being set up for bait here? Like, what's happening?
Someone else carries the
No, I'll be like,
movement.
you know what? Saving that poor woman definitely drained me. That fire and that food is not going to eat itself. So if y'all don't mind, I'm going to take a minute. That boar's not going anywhere except for 15 towns in 5 minutes. Pardon me a spell. I must rest my weary hooves.
I'm going to just kind of let out this slow sigh, walk over, and then promptly fireman carry him.
I can
I'll
rest
join.
in the arms of any woman.
I'm gonna join with the food. And take my short rest.
We're staying or we're going? Because if we're staying, I'm putting him back down.
I like poker snakes through her hood.
One of them definitely bites you.
Why that?
So, are y'all hanging out for a minute, or y'all to recuperate, or y'all going on?
I'm taking a rest while I'm being fireman carried.
Okay, that's fair.
I will just kind of stamp around impatiently while I observe the shenanigans.
If we're staying, I'm dropping him.
Sounds like it's on the Terran. Terran?
Yeah, I guess we're resting then.
Okay.
I'm dropping him.
I land gracefully.
You do. But you're standing in a blood puddle, so...
Oh my God, have heavens, do you realize how fine my clothing is? Really?
Alright.
Like,
so,
just the first time, like, he's just like, oh my God, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Oh,
you see Kira kind of quickly clamber up in the tree and put her back against the trunk with one foot up on a branch and scribble, scribble. The scouts kind of go east and west about 50 to 100 feet and kind of crouch down their little tracker ways looking around for signs and things of that nature.
I'm gonna go fly up to the top of the tree over here, and I'll just be kind of just keeping an eye out as well.
Okay, are you like flapping around, or are you like sitting somewhere?
I'm gonna go land on top of the tree.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna perch on the tree. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna use my talons.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna perch on the tree and keep an eye out.
Alright, you got it. The next hour and a half, give or take, passes rather uneventfully. You see the scouts kind of go back and forth, converse about what they're doing. Kira comes down and looks around the site, and she seems to be kind of memorizing everything. And before you know it, you feel pretty decently rested, and probably ready to proceed with the task at hand.
Alrighty.
That bardic inspiration would have disappeared, just so we're all on the same
Yep, thanks.
Yep.
page.
You got it? Alright. So, here summoned you all together, and come on, guys, let's go. It's we're not getting any younger. Boar's killing people. Scouts go off ahead. By this time, the sun has risen up over the eastern sky, casting an orangish hue on the ground and the mountains to your left as you travel northward. Let's see. Whoever would like to, if anybody would like to, assist the scouts in tracking, please feel free to give me a survival check.
I'll do it.
Survival? No. No.
You can do it with advantage because of the scouts.
Okay. 12.
A 12. Okay. So, especially from your height, you can see the ravaged countryside, all the hamlets and all the villages and trees just torn in these giant swaths of terror and destruction, bodies lying in fields, crows and ravens and beasts feeding on them as you proceed mile after mile toward the north. After about 3 hours of witnessing absolute devastation and torment throughout the countryside, you see mountainous hills to the west, and a thick blanket of fog begins to roll in over the lower land that you're proceeding through, coming in from the north. A half hour or so further, you can hear the gentle chorus of birds greeting the morning sun, and the boar's trail veers off onto a path of wanton destruction with split tree trunks and spatters of blood. This highly visible trail leads and ends at the shadowy mouth of a cave. From within this cave, echoing throughout the air around you, ear-splitting grunts and squeals echo from the inside.
Well, this looks promising. I think we found its lair.
If I peer in, can I see anything?
I assumed y'all had not approached yet.
Well, wherever I am. You know, is there any other interesting signs or anything like that?
You see that the ground has given away in a little bit of a depression. Each side of this depression, where at the furthest point of it, the cave has kind of been burrowed out over time. The sides of this depression are about 10 feet tall, and there's massive cracks in the ground just to the left-hand side. A dead tree immediately to your left in the cave, off in the distance some 70, 80 feet away.
Alright, well, looks like we've got a little bit of a valley. I'll proceed up the middle and above quietly if y'all want to take the flanks.
Do you want the bait?
Yeah, I'll drop it in front of the cave, see if I can draw it out.
I immediately looked left and right, thinking they were gonna go grab me. I had a moment.
Yeah, I'll stealthily move forward to like right here, about 20 feet up in the air.
Okay.
And then I'll drop it. Then I'm gonna continue forward and like drop the meat on the ground.
Give me
Shall we stage while he's going to do that?
I was going to say, go ahead and give me a stealth check, Tyron. And what were you saying, Alekas?
Sorry, I was going to say, should we stage while he's... I'm talking to the others. Stage our positions before he drops that chunk of meat for baiting.
I rolled a 4.
You are a novice baiter.
Yes, only a novice.
Okay.
Not a master?
See,
the two scouts.
I had it here. You had to put it there.
Yeah.
I had to. You know I had to.
As Tyron takes off with the bait, flapping, the fog kind of rolling off his wings as he gets higher and ascends towards the cave. The two scouts kind of post up on the cliffs, eyes trained on the cave, arrows knocked. What are the rest of you doing?
I kind of want to creep around like this north. How far can I go? I kind of want to get as far north, but on the ledge as I can. How tall is that ledge you said?
It's about 10 feet up. Taron's moving 60 feet, so you can move up to 60 feet before he does anything, of course.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
While I'm up there, if possible, I would like to use minor illusion on the meat to then make it look like a baby griffin. Like a baby griffin lying there, just perfectly still.
Okay.
You know, sound, smell, sight, you know. Now it has
Got
all,
it.
yeah, it has all those with the sound.
So everybody is moving to the cliff ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to that edge right there, preparing to either shoot at this thing or. And I got Euron behind me, and I'm like, we got this. We're on the high ground.
Okay. So are you're gonna stay over the bait after you drop it, Taron, or are you going somewhere else?
No, I'm gonna fly over here, and kind of land on the top of the cliff. I assume it's like 10 feet up.
It is.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna land on the top of the cliff.
Okay, let me check something real
Possible, I would like to ready an action. Is that possible?
quick. You can with a specific trigger. What are you gonna
As
try and
soon as
do?
it gets within 60 feet and notices us, I would like to just whip my spear at it.
Okay. You got it. All right. So, the squeals and the grunts and everything continue unabated in the cave. You hear some splashing around. After, I mean, you can wait as long as you like. After several minutes, you don't really sense that the bait is doing anything. However, the fog seems to thicken slightly over time as the area around the cave mouth grows denser and denser, to the point where the cave itself is almost becoming obscured.
I have a bad feeling.
I'll use minor illusion to make a griffin sound at the point of the meat, and then immediately put another baby griffin corpse right there.
Okay.
Try to draw it out.
I take a swig of my wine, and then I pass it to Euron.
Euron is absolutely going to take a swig as well and hand it back.
And then yep, there we go. And then I
And if
shake a
there's-
little bit to find out how big of a sip she took. And then I like
It
stop
was
it
a small
back.
sip.
No, you were good. Yeah, you're good. And I stop it. I'm like, yeah. Quick
It
shot.
was- And if there's, say, like 5 minutes go by and there's nothing, I'm just going to look at. I just at Lycus and just go. I'm debating on screaming.
I have a bell.
You
I
make
could
it loud
do the
enough to
griffin
reach
thing
it, huh?
again. You want me to do the griffin thing again?
Fuck it, yeah. Try the griffin thing again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So I like pull out my harp pull out my harp and I start freaking plucking wildly.
All right.
And then I like bang, 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 and then I like stop and then focus.
As the string music reverberates throughout the air around you, you hear the grunts and the squeals suddenly go completely silent.
That one.
Use the meat. Use the meat. You got it now.
By this point, the mouth of the cave has almost completely obscured. You can see just kind of the top and the very outline of the hole itself. And
Oh, fuck.
within this cave opening, you see this very large shadow slowly lumber from deeper within, barely a silhouette. Suddenly, you hear a bestial grunt coming from within, and a massive boar charges from the cave mouth straight at the scout who approached to the right-hand side.
Bum,
What
bum,
the
bum.
shit? The griffin
No.
meat was right there. No, Felix, no. I didn't know him at all.
I'm not moving. I'm just trying to use that as a target. But as soon as the boar crosses that point, spear.
Okay. Go for it. Go ahead and target the boar. Let your spear fly.
And how do I get rid of that line again? I've forgotten how to.
Right click and left click at the same time.
Oh. God, that's not working. And I am not gonna lie, I rolled a nat 1.
His spear goes flying through the mist, narrowly missing this charging giant boar. You see, as it darts across the battlefield toward this hunter, its white fur caked in brown and red blood from old and recent kills, arrows and spears sticking out of its back, bleeding profusely, its bloody yellow tusk and blood-red eyes with furious rage as it lets out this bestial scream, running straight at the scout, and one massive tuck impales the scout directly through the abdomen, lifts him up over the air, and chucks him behind it. Another bestial scream, and it turns to face the one across from you. I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
10.
10.
16.
That's a 9 for me.
So you're on. Ina, y'all are both 10, so y'all can choose who goes first each round. I don't care. 9 for Lycus.
I was a 16.
Oh, you were 16? I thought I heard two 10s. I'm sorry.
No, you did. It's me, and
Okay.
you're on.
All right.
I cannot make that line go away. I have no idea how to.
Grab your character, and then drag off your character, and then
Yeah.
drag it back onto you. There you go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
He rolled a. All right. So, Boar has the initiative, but he just spent it doing that. Ina, at this point, you're up. What would you like to do?
I am going to grab a chakram from my belt and hurl it at him.
All right.
24.
All right, it's 50-foot range, right? So you don't need to have disadvantage or anything?
It's 6120, so no.
Okay, good. A 4?
24.
A 24? 24 hits, go for it.
For 8.
All right, 8 damage. 8 slashing, right?
Yes.
All right.
And then I'm going to run 25 feet down into the porch.
You got it.
Towards it.
All right. That means you're on. You're up. What would you like to do?
Well, fuck, I just lost my spear. I will also pop down, I think. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to hold my ground for now.
Okay.
But, yeah. And I guess sort of ready in action that if it gets within, let's say if it charges up about 20 feet, I'm going to jump and try and stab it.
Okay, so for if you hold an action, you can't move.
Oh, all right, then.
It's
Yeah,
just
no,
the action.
Okay, I'll stay. No, I'm gonna stay and watch because I just have a tiny melee weapon, and that is not a good idea to run up. That is a very bad idea. So, yeah, staying right there.
Okay.
Maybe banging my sword on my shield like once to try and like capture its attention.
All right, you got it. Taryn, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm once again whip up that spectral silver bow and fire off an arrow.
All right, you got it.
22.
22 hits.
All right, I'll deal. Yeah, 10 damage. 10
Nice.
radiant damage.
The silver arrow streaks across the battlefield, and just before it hits the boar, it kind of disappears, and this giant momentumous slam of force energy hits the boar on the side and kind of knocks him to the side. He skids in the dirt and turns to face you all. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Lycus, you're up.
All right. Lycus is going to target this great boar, and I'm going to pull that amazing harp back, start plucking some nice tunes at it. No idea what to do with the boar, and I really don't know if it's going to like my music.
You got it.
But we're going to try. So I need a save from you.
Okay.
Wisdom.
That is a 6.
Definitely failed.
Use legendary resistance to succeed.
What? What? What the shit kind of boar is this? And I just call it, that ain't no regular boar!
Foolish mortals dare defy the will of Thylea's powers?
You hear echoing throughout your mind.
That bitch is talking! Y'all see this goat man just stand the fuck up and freak out. That bitch is talking!
Alright.
Is it in everyone's mind, just out of curiosity?
Yes.
Or just, okay.
Oh,
Everybody's mind.
yeah, y'all see me just lose my shit. And then I'm gonna throw a Bardic Inspiration at Aine.
Okay.
And I'll be like, Aine, kill it! Now!
Alright.
That's scary as shit.
Boar is up. Legendary action. So he is going to charge at Aina. 30 feet. Let's see. Oh, wrong one. Alright. So, I need everybody to give me a wisdom save, please.
Fuck, I'm not very wise.
Fuck, 4.
Okay, so you.
19!
Okay.
18.
Okay.
I used my bardic inspiration on this roll.
All right. Lycus?
8.
Okay, so Tayron and Lycus, as his voice echoes and repeats itself over and over in your head, you suddenly start to see shifting shadows of everyone and everything around you. The ground seems to grow black with the mist. The tree around you shifts and malforms, almost seems to grow and writhe. All of your allies around you, their eyes glow red. Their appearance becomes dark. You can't tell what is black, what is white, what is right, and what is wrong. You feel completely confused.
My eyes are already
Is
red.
it like a charm?
It is not.
Okay, just making sure.
Let me double check that for you since you asked. I don't want to lie to you or cheat you.
Because I know, some special character creations, but usually it rolls it up like
Correct.
this is a charm.
This is not a charm.
Or a frighten.
Yeah, nope.
Okay.
You two remember you are confused, please.
What does that mean?
That means at the start of your turn, I'm gonna need you to make some dice rolls.
Oh no.
And you cannot, as for now at least, you can't take any reactions.
Okay.
The scout, he failed as well, so he needs to make any one of these puppies. Nine. Okay, so he can act and move normally. In the confusion, he dropped his short bow, so he is going to charge up to the boar next to Aina, kind of try and wiggle between them, being a hero for some weird reason, and slash out with his short sword.
Bro,
And that's
no!
going to be an 8, which does not hit. Scouts up. Alright, boar's up. So boar is facing down the scouts. That is going to be a 19 to hit. That's a hit. It kind of burrows between both of you, Aina, and kind of takes a giant meaty shoulder and slams you to the right as it gores the scout to your left, impaling him in the ribcage and tossing him off to the side. Ina, you're up. What would you like to do?
Rage.
Okay, you'd
I
like to
get
rage.
very angry that this fight has gone on this long, so I rage. I whip out my warhammer, and I bring it down between its shoulder blades. 23.
23 hits. You hear a guttural crack from inside the boar's body as it turns to
For
face you.
12.
12 damage, nice. Alright, anything else?
No, that is it for me.
Alright. You're on, you're up. What would you like to do?
Just mutter this very soft, just, oh, fuck. And, is going to hop down. And can I make it up to the boar with the 10-foot drop, or?
Let's see. Yeah, you can make it.
Well, crap. Yeah. And I'm going to try and take a swing.
With your sword?
Yeah, I threw my spear and it missed. So
Alright, you got it.
actually, hold on. Actually, wait. No. Fuck it, I'm gonna try. Hood's gonna come off, and I'm gonna try and get close and see if there's a snake close enough to try and bite.
Okay.
See if I can make that work.
That's an attack roll?
Yeah, that's an attack roll.
Go for it.
21.
A 21 definitely hits.
Alright, and that is a d6. So that's 5 piercing damage.
Alright, got it.
And I believe I need it to make a con saving throw.
Alright, I rolled a 22.
Yeah, that passed. It's not poisoned.
Okay, good to know. Anything else?
I'm out of movement, so that's it.
Alright. You're the last one to strike it. It's going to take a legendary action. It is going to lash out at you. Does a 20 hit?
Yes, most certainly does.
For 15 damage.
Good night, Vienna.
Alright. So you see it lashed out. The tusk slams Euron across the face. The now Medusa with snakes flying through the air. She crashes into the ground and slides 5 feet away. And she seems completely unconscious. Let's see. Taryn, you're up. What'd you like to do?
I will fly forward. I will land where I pointed. I will, and then as I fly, I'll say, "Curse you, great boar!"
Time out. You were confused, right? I need you to
That's
make
right,
I need you to make a D10, please. A normal D10.
Which one's that one? Oh, that one. 9.
9. Okay, good. You're able to momentarily overcome your confusion, seeing Taryn lying in the dust. Something snaps in you. In a moment of clarity, you can act and move as normal. Go ahead.
Okay, so I moved there.
Okay.
As I flew forward, I'll say, "Curse you!" And use Hexblade's curse on him.
All right.
And then I will attack him with my warhammer with both hands.
Okay, you got it.
And that'll be a 8 plus 5, 13.
13 misses. As you curse it, it feels the magical energy infuse it. It notices you off to the side. It's back and whips around just before you bury your warhammer into its hip. Anything else?
Okay. That's it.
All right. Lycus, you're up. I need a D10, please.
Oh, can I take a reaction since I passed that?
Okay, no.
Is
So
it
no,
fair?
but you can repeat that saving throw. Give me that wisdom save again. Lycus,
Okay.
go ahead and give me the D10.
9.
All right, so you're still confused, and Lycus, you
So
can't
I
take.
got a 5.
Yeah, you can't take any action this turn, but you can move.
So still no reaction.
I'm just gonna stay where I am on top of this bluff.
Okay. Yeah, still no reactions for you,
Okay.
for either of you. All right, so you can take a bonus action if you got one.
Yes, I have a bonus action I'd like to take.
Go for it.
I'll give I name my last bardic inspiration. Kind of give a feign. Get him! And then like feign like I'm so tired.
You got it. All right. Boar is up. Boar is going to. See, which one of you two is going to go after Even is Terran, odd is Ina. It's even. Terran gonna lash out at you with his tusk. Does a 25 hit?
Duh! What the fuck you asking?
I gotta ask. And you are going to take 14 bludgeoning damage as the tusk slams into your rib cage and you hear some ribs crack.
I'm dead.
Terran collapses on the ground. Alright. The boar tramples around, narrowly missing crushing in Euron's skull as it repositions around Ina. Between Lycus and Ina. You're up, Ina. What would you like to do?
I am going to swing my Warhammer at it again. Gonna use my Bardic Inspiration on this attack roll. $16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
10.
10. Nice. As your Warhammer comes around, you catch it across its jaws. It's looking back and forth between Lycus and you. One of those giant tusks breaks off, and this clear fluid starts foaming out of the side of the tusk, dripping on the ground. It turns to face you with murder in its eyes. Anything else?
I feel like my blood just boiling, and I just let out a snap into a Slim Jim. That's the end of my turn. That was for Eraser.
I forgot for like 10 seconds what a Slim Jim was.
Oh, fuck. Alright. That was Ina.
Oh my God.
Euron. Terran. Lycus, I need a D10, please. Oh wait, did you do the wisdom save at the end of the last turn? You did not. Give me the wisdom save to see if you had snapped out of your confusion after your turn.
Who?
You.
Oh. Wisdom. Come on, 20. No.
Alright. I need a D10 from you to start your turn then.
Alright, let's do this shit, y'all. 10! Yes!
Alright,
What happened?
Yeah, seeing your allies on the ground, you also get that moment of clarity. You can act and move normally. What would you like to do?
I'm going to draw my short sword, cry out for some blessing from somebody who's listening. Maybe you, Kira? And then kind of just run at this damn boar. We're going at it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna like Dragon Slayer, like leap goat of faith. Or goat leap of faith.
Alright.
I've had enough wine.
I prefer Goat of Faith. I prefer Goat
I'm
of
gonna
Faith.
goat of faith this thing. Just full on, double fist in this short sword, trying to come down on the back of this giant boar. Let's
Go
make
for
this
it.
happen. Goat of faith. Motherfucker. There's a 14 hit? Yeah, I had 14 hits.
Ina, you glance to your left and right to see your fallen comrades. You look over the boar, staring in your face. Out of nowhere in the sky behind him, see Lycus, all this fine clothing, short sword in his hands, jump in the air and slam the short sword. Hair waving, leer flapping in the wind. The short sword slams into the back of the boar, and he rips a gauging hole down its back as he slides to rest next to it.
Bitch, you get a hero point.
Go ahead and roll for damage, Lycus.
Thank you. Oh, God. Come on, give me... 4 is good. I'm good with it for 7 total.
As you rip the sword down its back, it turns to face you with a snarl. You reverse your thrust and slam your short sword underneath its jaw, twisting, and blue, black, and red fluid drips out of its mouth as it heaves and sighs. Collapses to one leg, collapses to the other, lets out a guttural shriek as it falls on its side.
Please say it doesn't land on me.
It does not land on you.
I am so happy. I fling my sword with guts on. Did you see that? Blood everywhere, guts everywhere. I'm hopping. I jump on top of this thing and I'm like...
As you're on top of it celebrating with the short sword, Ina looks at awe, and you remember that your two allies are lying unconscious next to you.
All of
shit.
you,
I
somewhere
like
in the deepest recesses of your mind, you two that are unconscious and you two that are still standing, you hear the same booming voice echo throughout your mind as the boar lay dying before you. Know this, mortals. Your sins cannot be atoned. An ancient power sleeps in the heart of Thylea. And when it awakens, the age of Mitros will come to an end. Just as my broken body falls to ruin and decay, so too all mortal things will come to death and darkness. No prophecy will save you.
I like put the sword back in and twist it a little bit. Like, shut up. Shut up, please.
Somewhere in the depths of Euron's unconscious mind, she's just going, "Oh, fuck off."
Okay. I look at Aine and I give her a good job. Good job. Alright, let's get them up. And I immediately try to apply medicine to the closest ally that's undone.
You glance over at Euron, you see Kira's already there and has stabilized her and has some strange herbs holding up to her nose, and you see her eyes shoot open and this look of disgust crosses Euron's face as she comes to consciousness.
Yeah.
Let's see, that was Lycus' turn, Kira's turn. Aina, you're up next because Terran's still down. Yeah, Terran's still down. Let's see if you guys can recover him before he dies.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Forgot about that.
Hi. All right. So, I will do a medicine check on him to see if I can stabilize him. Is that good? I don't have a healer's kit up though. Okay.
I do on my corpse.
So do I!
It's on my belt. It's on my belt. It's got a big red cross on it. Damn it.
Oh, 12 plus 1. 13.
Alright, so you see Aina kneel down with her front legs and put a warhammer down and kind of pat over, and so you see the bruising on Terran's rib cage and the sucking breath. You apply your hands to the front left of his chest and the bottom right of his rib cage, and with a sickening you pop his rib back into place and his breathing slows and relaxes.
Yep, that checks out.
And Kiro comes on over and uses some of the same strange herbs to bring him back to consciousness. As these herbs hit your nostrils, they burn and your eyes water, but you snap back to attention. You both have one hit point and you're conscious.
Yay.
I'm gonna go back over to the boar and grab a handful of blood and throw it in the air for Thylea.
Euron's hauling her hijab back on.
Excuse me real quick. I'm gonna grab my warhammer and I'm gonna fucking swing it up in both hands.
Hold, Terran.
What?
Please, remember the sacrifice. It is expected to sacrifice this great beast to one of the gods.
That's what I'm doing.
I want you all to agree, since you are the heroes of the prophecy. These sacrifices help the gods grow in power, and if you don't sacrifice it, or sacrifice it to one god or the other, ramifications may follow, good or ill.
Yeah, I was gonna sacrifice him to Pythor.
It is not my decision to make. I'm simply making sure that you remember the rites of sacrifice, the proper way to sacrifice.
Hold on, Terran. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Kira.
That's fine. I know you're all excited and Terran got kind of fucked up, so I want to make sure everybody's got a level head, that's all.
So while he's got his, like, hammer in the air, I'm going, Thylea, Kentamane, Sidon, Lutheria, Mitros, Vulcan, Pythor, Kira, my love, and Valis. This is all for you. Hold that thought. I start carving that big fucking boar tusk. We need proof. Okay, hit it.
Oh wait, that is not.
I don't think
What?
That
you
is
can't
not the
choose them
way.
all.
You cannot choose them all, and you must make a sacrificial beer.
Beer?
Beer, like the wood and the fire. You've seen sacrifices like
the
this.
beer. I really thought you said beer, dude. You meant a pyre.
There's a pyre, and then there's a pyre, and then there's a beer. Anyway, we'll get together offline about that. The point
I didn't
is,
know that.
yes, you need to burn it, and commit this spore to one of the gods, whomever you choose, but choose wisely.
Oh God.
So Terran would want Pythor.
As Terran's still holding the warhammer over his head.
I would be happy with either Mitros or Pythor. That is my faith.
Kira.
You have Kira.
She
I
just
would want
saved your
Thylea.
lives.
No.
So how do we
We
choose?
don't.
Do we have a tie? Or
We're all completely undecided. The closest is that I think both myself and Terran would prefer Pythor. That's about the most we've got.
well, that's all three of you then. Wait, which one did you say, Ine?
Thylea.
Okay. Well then I said Kira. So those two win. Pyros. Pythor. Pythor.
All right.
Pythor it is. Now, can I bring the hammer down?
No, we need to go get wood.
No, we have
or
to burn
fire.
it.
I will walk over to this ill-looking tree and start just like kicking the shit out of it until it falls into pieces.
I walk over to Kira and be like, I tried.
I'm just a bard with a pretty name.
But you're my goddess on the weekends.
She winks at you and goes back to writing.
Okay,
I
so
kick the tree herder.
after about 10 minutes, you get enough pieces of wood to make a small semblance of an official sacrificial beer. Fire. You drag, all of you together drag this ancient white boar onto it, grunting with periodic whisperings and arcane sounds in your head as it's going to its death knell. The scene is ready for you, Terran.
Alright, Dad. Hope you get this one. Light it.
An orange and silver flame starts at the bottom and rapidly climbs up the wood, engulfing the boar. Guttural shrieks and screams echo throughout your head as you smell the burning flesh. And after 30 to 45 seconds, the squealing stops, and a thick black smoke rises up into the sky. As the smoke touches the clouds, they slightly part. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So, that's what we're getting tonight's session. All right, so I hope you guys had fun. Thank you everybody for joining us on our glorious return to Twitch. Got some brand new heroes, a brand new story, a brand new setting, a brand new everything, except for you all and us. We're kind of the same. Closing notes. I already said thank you for coming, but thank you again for coming. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for loving all the chatting. I kind of saw half the stuff while I was streaming, so thank you for all of that. If you haven't done so yet, please check out the links below. There's a website, Patreon, Discord. Without that support, either word of mouth or financial, whatever you want to and can do, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to keep improving like we have been over the past year. So please feel free to check that out. Let us know if you have any questions in Discord, or you can find us on Twitter, whatever. Friendly reminder, go check out Devin Knight. Tell him we sent you. He has some amazing artwork. All these cool little tokens you see here. Let's see. This was a modification, but all the rest of these were brand new, done by him, including this badass looking boar with all the spears and the arrows and stuff. So check out Devin Knight. We are going to be coming back next Tuesday. Same Roll for Fun time, 8 p.m. Central, right here. Don't miss that. And I think that about covers it. Do players have anything? Nope. A whole bunch of head nods. All right, everybody. You'll have an amazing night. Thank you for joining the family, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Right.